Today we're going to look at the subjunctive forms for irregular verbs in the imperfect, perfect, and pluperfect tenses. What's awesome about these three tenses in the subjunctive is that irregular verbs have regular forms. And for that, I think we needed an exclamation point. So for the imperfect active subjunctive, as you may recall, in order to form this, we need to take the infinitive, and by this I mean the present active infinitive, of the verb and add our personal endings such as m, s, t, mus, tis, nt. This works the same for all of the irregular verbs. And so we get forms like essem, possum, wellem, nolem, and ferem. And you can see the infinitives esse, posse, welle, nole, and fere in these forms. So if we wanted to form the imperfect of sum esse, we'll take our infinitive esse and write it in all 6 blanks. Then we'll add our personal endings m, s, t, mus, tis, and nt, creating the forms essem, esses, esset, essemus, essetus, essent. Keep in mind that most irregular verbs cannot go into the passive. Fero fere is definitely an exception, and it will willingly go into the passive. To form the perfect active subjunctive, when we were looking at it with regular forms, we were looking at how similar the perfect active subjunctive is to the future perfect indicative. We did notice one exception, that the first person singular ending is a rim and not a rome. This same pattern works for all the irregular verbs once again. So we see forms like fuerit, patuerit, ierit, and tulerit. So let's go ahead and conjugate our verb wolo, welle, wolui in the perfect active subjunctive. We'll take our third principal part, wolui, and put the stem wolu in all 6 blanks. And then we'll add our endings erim, eris, erit, erimus, eritis, and erint. Okay. For the pluperfect active, as you may recall, we took the perfect active infinitive form and added our endings m, s, t, mus, tis, and nt. The same pattern once again holds true for our irregular verbs, and we get forms like wolowissim, fuwissim, and tulissim. So if we conjugate the pluperfect active subjunctive of fero fere tulilatum, we'll take our perfect active infinitive using our third principal part, and so we have the form tulisse, and write that in all 6 blanks. And then we'll add our personal endings m, s, t, mus, tis, and nt, creating the forms tulissem, tulisses, tulisset, tulissemus, tulissetus, and tulisent. Okay, those are our irregular verbs in the imperfect, perfect, and pluperfect active subjunctive. It's a pretty happy day when they all function pretty regularly.